Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jones doing a Bible read for the 20th, April 20th, like April Fool's Day, but not. Joshua. Then the leader of the tribe of Levi came to consult with Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the leader of the other tribes of Israel. They came to them in Shiloh in the land of Canaan and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us towns to live in the pasture lands for our livestock. So by the command of the Lord, the people of Israel gave the Levites the following towns and pasture lands out of their own grants of land. The descendants of Aaron, who were members of the Kohathite clan within the tribe of Levi, were allotted 13 towns that were originally assigned to the tribes of Judah, Simon, and Benjamin. The other families of Kohathite clan were allotted 10 towns from the tribes of Ephraim, Dan, and the half tribe of Manasseh. The clan of Gershon was allotted 13 towns from the tribes of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and the half tribe of Manasseh and Bashan. The clan of Merari was allotted 12 towns from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. So the Israelites obeyed the Lord's command to Moses and assigned these towns and pasture lands to the Levites, casting sacred lots. The Israelites gave the following towns from the tribes of Judah and Simeon to the descendants of Aaron, who were members of the Kohathite clan within the tribe of Levi, since the sacred lot fell to them first. Kiriath Arba in the hill country of Judah, along with the surrounding pasture lands. Arba was an ancestor of Anak, but the open fields beyond the town and the surrounding villages were given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh, as his possession. Following towns with their pasture lands were given to the descendants of Aaron and the priests: Hebron, city of refuge of those accidentally killed someone; Libnah, Jatir, Eshmaah, Holland, Dibir, Ain, Judah, and the Beth Shemesh. 9 towns from these 2 tribes. From the tribe of Benjamin, the priests were given the following towns with their pasture lands: Gibeon, Geba, Anthoth, and Almon. 4 towns. So in all 13 towns and their pasture lands were given to the priests, the descendants of Aaron. The rest of the Kohathite clan from the tribe of Levi was allotted the following towns and pasture lands: from the tribe of Ephraim, Shechem in the hill country, Ephraim, Gezer, Kibzaim, Beth Horon. 4 towns. The following towns and pasture lands were allotted to the priests from the tribe: Eltikah, Gibbethon, Ajolan, Gathrimmon. 4 towns. The half tribe of Manasseh allotted the following towns with their pasture land to the priests: Tanakh and Gathrimmon. 2 towns. So in all 10 towns where their pasture lands were given to the rest of the Kohathites clan. The descendants of Geshron and another clan with the tribe of Levi received the following towns with their pasture lands: from the half tribe of Manasseh, Golan, and Bashan, and Beestra. 2 towns. From the tribe of Issachar they received the following towns, their pasture lands: Kishan, Daberath, Jarmuth, and Enganim. 4 towns. From the tribe of Asher they received the following towns of Mishal, Abdon, Helkath, and Rehob. 4 towns. From the tribe of Naphtali they received the following towns with their pasture lands: Kadesh and Gili, Hamath Dor, and Kirtan. 3 towns. So in all 13 towns and their pasture lands were allotted to the Gershon. The rest of the Levites, the Merari clan, were given the following towns with the pasture lands: the tribe of Zebulun, Zoknim, Kurtah, Dimnah, and Nahala. From the tribe of Reuben, they received the following: Bezir, Jahaz, Kedmoth, and Mephath. And from the tribe of Gad, they received the following towns and their pasture lands: Ramoth and Gilead, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jazer. So in all, 12 towns were allotted to the clan of the Merari. Total number of town pasture lands within the Israelite territories given to the Levites came to 48. Every one of these towns had pasture land surrounding it. So the Lord gave to the Israel all the land he had sworn to give their ancestors, and they took possession of it and settled there. And the Lord gave them rest on every side, just as he had solemnly promised their ancestors. None of their enemies could stand against them, for the Lord helped them conquer all their enemies. Not a single one of all the good promises the Lord had given to the family of Israel was left unfulfilled. Everything he had spoken came true. And then Joshua called together the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and half tribe of Manasseh. He told them, "You have done as Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, and you have obeyed every order I have given you. During all this time you have not deserted the other tribes. You have been careful to obey the commands of your Lord your God right up to the present day. And now the Lord your God has given the other tribes rest as he promised them. So go back home and land that Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you as your possession on the east side of the Jordan River. But be careful to obey all the commands and instructions that Moses gave to you. Love the Lord your God, walk in all his ways, obey his commands, hold firmly to him, and serve him with all your heart and all your soul." So Joshua blessed them and sent them away, and they went home. Moses had given the land to Bashan, east of the Jordan River, to the half tribe of Manasseh. As Joshua sent them away and blessed them, he said to them, "Go back to your homes with the great wealth you have taken from the enemies, the vast herds of livestock, the silver, gold, bronze, and iron, and the large supply of clothing. Share the plunder with your relatives." So the men of Reuben, Gad, and half tribe of Manasseh left as the rest of Israel Shiloh in the land of Canaan. They started the journey back to their own land of Gilead and territory that belonged to them according to the Lord's command. But while they were still in Canaan, and they came to a place called Giloth near the Jordan River, the men of Reuben, Gad, and half tribe of Manasseh stopped to build a large imposing altar. The rest of Israel heard that the people of Reuben, Gad, and half tribe had built an altar at Giloth at the edge of the land of Canaan on the west side of the Jordan River. So the whole community of Israel gathered at Shiloh and prepared to go to war against them. First, however, they sent in a delegation led by Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the priest, to talk with the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh. In this delegation were 10 leaders of Israel, one from each of the 10 tribes, and each the head of a family within the clans of Israel. When they arrived in the land of Gilead, they said to the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh, "The whole community of the Lord demands to know why you are betraying God of Israel. How could you turn away from the Lord and build an altar for yourselves in rebellion against him? Was our sin at Peor not enough? To this day we are not fully cleansed of it, even after the plague that struck the entire community of the Lord, and yet today you are turning away from following the Lord. If you rebel against the Lord today, he will be angry with all of us tomorrow. If you need the altar because the land you possess is defiled, then join us in the Lord's land where the tabernacle of the Lord is situated, and share our land with us, but do not rebel against the Lord or against us by building an altar other than the one true altar of the Lord our God. Didn't divine anger fall on the entire community of Israel when Achan, a member of the clan of Zerah, sinned by stealing the things set apart for the Lord? He was not the only one who died because of his sin. That's right. The second part of the read is in Luke. God for Jesus 20. One day, as Jesus was teaching the people and preaching the good news in the temple and leading priests, the teachers of religious law, and the elders came up to him. They demanded, "What authority are you doing all these things? Who gave you the right?" "Let me ask you a question first," he replied. "Did John's authority to baptize come from heaven, or was it merely human?" They talked it over among themselves. If we say it was from heaven, he will ask why we didn't believe John. But if we say it was merely human, the people will stone us because they are convinced John was a prophet. So they finally replied they did not know. And Jesus responded, "Then I won't tell you by what authority I do these things." Jesus turned to the people again and told them the story. A man planted a vineyard, leased it to a tenant farmer, and moved to another country to live for several years. At the time of the grape harvest, he sent one of his servants to collect his share of the crop. The farmers attacked the servant, beat him up, and sent him back empty-handed. So the owner sent another servant, but they also insulted him, beat him up, and sent him away empty-handed. A third man was sent, and they wounded him and chased him away. "What will I do?" the owner asked himself. "I know. I'll send my cherished son. Surely they will respect him." But when the tenant farmers saw his son, they said to each other, "Here comes the heir to the estate. Let's kill him and get the estate for ourselves." So they dragged him out of the vineyard and murdered him. What do you suppose the owner of the vineyard will do to them? Jesus, "I'll tell you. He will come, kill those farmers, and lease the vineyard to another." How terrible that such a thing should ever happen, his listeners protested. Jesus then said, "Then what does Scripture mean? The stone that the builders rejected has now become the stone. Everyone who stumbles over that stone will be broken to pieces and crush anyone it falls on." Teachers of religious law and leading priests wanted to arrest Jesus immediately because they realized he was telling a story against them. They were the wicked farmers, but they were afraid of the people's reaction. Watching for their opportunity, the leaders sent spies pretending to be honest when they tried to get Jesus to say something that could be reported to the Roman governor so he would arrest Jesus. "Teacher," they said, "we know that you can teach what is right and are not influenced by what others think. You teach the way of God truthfully. Now tell us, is it right for us to pay taxes to Caesar?" He saw through their trickery and said, "Show me a Roman coin. The picture and title are stamped on it." "Caesar," they replied. "Well," they said, "give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God." So they failed to trap him by what he said in front of the bull. Instead, they were amazed at his answer, and they became silent. Psalms 89. I will see the Lord's unfailing love forever. Young and old will hear of your faithfulness. Your unfailing love lasts forever. Your faithfulness enduring as the heavens. The Lord said, "I made a covenant with David, my servant. I have sworn this oath to him. I will establish your descendants as king forever. They will sit on your throne now until eternity. All heaven will praise your great wonders, Lord. Myriads of those will praise you for your faithfulness. For who all heaven can compare to the Lord?
What might angels anything like the highest angelic power and stand in awe of God, far more awesome than all who surround the throne. O Lord of God's armies, where is anyone as mighty as you, Lord? You are entirely faithful. You rule the oceans, you subdue their storm-tossed waves, you close the great monster, you scattered their enemies with mighty arm. The heavens are yours, earth is yours. Everything in the world is yours. You created it all. You created north and south, Mount Burr and Mount Hermon. Praise your name, powerful arm, and strong is your hand. Your hand is lifted high in glorious strength. And then Proverbs 13, someone with good sense is respected. A treacherous person is headed for destruction. People think before they act, and fools don't, and even brag about their foolishness. Amen to that.